Thank you for joining us today to learn more about the North Bend US 30 Improvement Project. We will discuss the following items during this project presentation. First, we will provide a project overview, then we'll discuss project schedule and potential impacts, and finally, we'll provide project contact information for any additional questions or comments you might have following the presentation. We'll start today's presentation with a project overview. The proposed project would include improvements along 2.42 miles of Nebraska Highway 79 in Dodge County, starting at approximately mile marker 42.14, just south of the Platte River Bridge, and extending north to mile marker 44.56, about a tenth of a mile north of County Road S. Construction may begin and/or end approximately 500 feet ahead of or beyond the actual project limits to accommodate transitioning pavement. The purpose of this project is to preserve the transportation asset, improve the reliability of the transportation system, and ensure the mobility of the traveling public. The need for the proposed project is based on existing roadway and bridge conditions. The cost of the proposed project is approximately $5.5 million and would derive from federal and state funding sources. Let's review the existing conditions along the project alignment. The first two photos show the deteriorating roadway conditions and drainage issues seen along Nebraska 79 throughout the project alignment, specifically through the urban project areas. In the next photo, extensive curb deterioration can be seen through downtown North Bend, leading to roadway and drainage issues. And the last two photos show structures along the project alignment, including the bridge over the Platte River, in need of repair regarding expansion and pavement issues. The scope of work for the project varies depending on location. This can be simplified by dividing the project into two segments: the rural segment, which runs at the north and south limits, and the urban segment, which runs through the downtown and residential areas of North Bend. We'll look at each segment in more detail, starting with the rural segments. The northern rural segment, shown left, runs from 14th Street to a tenth of a mile north of County Road S. Work in this area would include asphalt milling and resurfacing and storm sewer work. These portions of Nebraska 79 would be constructed under traffic with lane closures controlled by appropriate traffic control devices and practices. Bridge repairs in the southern rural area over the Platte River, shown on the right, would include expansion joints, guardrail, and support prior to being resurfaced. Additional work would also include shoulder paving. Proposed improvements to the urban segments of Nebraska 79 would include concrete pavement reconstruction, storm sewer work from 6th to 7th Streets and from 10th to 14th Streets, sidewalks, curbs, gutter, and driveways. Utility relocations would also take place from 10th to 14th Streets. This portion of Nebraska 79 would require temporary closures and a detour for through traffic. Some intersections may be temporarily closed to facilitate construction activities. Closures through North Bend would be done 1 to 3 blocks at a time to minimize disruptions. Downtown North Bend parking stalls would be reconfigured to prevent longer vehicles from encroaching into the through lanes when parked, and ADA parking would also be redesigned to meet current standards. These improvements would remove 15 of the existing 60 on-street parking stalls. The final parking design is still being reviewed. As mentioned, temporary closures of Nebraska 79 would be necessary to facilitate storm sewer construction and pavement replacement through the urban construction area. The designated detour would be provided for Nebraska 79 through traffic and would utilize US Highway 30, County Road 4, and future US 30, shown on this map in yellow. Now that we've discussed project details, let's discuss the project schedule. The North Bend US 30 project is currently in the preliminary design and public input phases. Construction is tentatively scheduled to begin in spring 2022 and could be completed by early 2023. Shown is the anticipated project phasing from 6th Street to the northern city limits. Construction within a designated location would be completed before moving to the next construction phase, allowing for better traffic flow and better access to properties adjacent to construction. Due to the nature of this project, potential impacts are anticipated. We'll review those in this section. Minimal wetland impacts are anticipated. No mitigation is anticipated. This project would require acquisition of additional property rights, which could include new right-of-way, control of access, permanent easements, and/or temporary easements for the construction of curb ramps. If your property is impacted by this project, you will be contacted by an NDOT representative once the design footprint has been established. Access to adjacent properties, including all businesses, would be maintained during construction but may be limited at times due to phasing requirements. Impacts to historical properties are being considered, and comments related to historic properties can be made during the public comment period. Shown are the 4 historical properties located along the project alignment, predominantly through the urban segment of work. For more information on the North Bend US 30 project, please contact the NDOT team at their contact information shown. Additionally, comments are being requested and may be submitted on the project website page. The deadline to fill out the form is Thursday, November 5th, 2020. An interactive story map has also been created for the project to allow the public to learn more details about the project and provide comments as it relates to specific locations along the alignment. A link to the story map has been added to the project website page. Thank you for joining us today to learn more about the North Bend US 30 Improvement Project.